and things that I look for when I'm shopping for eyeshadow palettes, comparing them side by side, that kind of a thing. I can't tell you how many times I have been lured in by, and I'm sure this happened to you guys too, just lured in by fancy packaging or gimmicky packaging, and then you get the palette home and you realize, like, what am I actually ever going to do with this? How am I going to use this? I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well, but you know, sometimes you'll pick up a quad and you'll only ever really like one color out of it, and you didn't know that when you purchased it. But I think there are some telltale signs and some things that I look for when I'm shopping for a makeup palette. Yeah, anyway. I'm also going to be talking about quads in this video too, just because I think the same thought process goes into choosing one of those for me. It's kind of along the same lines. It's an arrangement of eyeshadows. So I think the very first thing that I look for in an eyeshadow palette is a variety of finishes, because that contrast is what is going to create more depth in your eye makeup look. Shimmer on shimmer on shimmer is really pretty to look at, but it's really hard to build up dimension or build up intensity. I think the same thing goes for a highlight shade as well, because a really nice velvety highlight shade is a lot more useful to me than an ultra metallic one, just because that's going to be something that is just more wearable day to day. One set of palettes that really attracted me because of their variety of finishes were these sleek palettes, and if you don't live in the UK, you can find these online. I believe they ship to the US now, but the same principle goes for any arrangement of eyeshadows that you would find in Ulta or Sephora or anything like that. So what really attracted me to these was the fact that, you know, they have these really pretty high shimmer colors over here that are great for smoky eyes and that kind of a thing. But they also have some matte finishes thrown in here too to balance out that really high shimmer finish. So there's a medium tan right here, there's a matte brown and a matte black, which is going to be really great for liner shades, that kind of a thing. It's kind of harder to line your eye and get that intense look with a really, really shimmery eyeshadow. I mean, you can definitely do it, it's just that's what's going to make an eyeshadow palette a little bit more versatile, and this is the Storm palette. Also, this one, the Oh So Special palette, this is gorgeous. Another matte tan, a nice cool brown. That is like a great everyday staple eyeshadow to have. A matte plum, and also another matte black. And I think another quality that is really, really helpful when it comes to an arrangement and assortment of shadows, I guess, is to have a nice range in colors from light shades to dark shades. And you start to see your look coming together in the palette when you have an assortment of lights, mediums, and darks, regardless of what color you're talking about. So I think one drugstore option that is really great is the Maybelline Expert Wear Quads. I've done tutorials on these, and I really like these a lot, just because not only do they do a great job of giving you, you know, a variety, I guess I could open it, of giving you a variety of finishes here. You know, they do a really nice job of providing a highlight shade, a lid color, crease color, a liner color, and you can use, you know, interchange these and use them for different things, but right away I look at this and I know what I'm going to do with this, because they really do spell it out for you right there. They literally spell it out for you in the actual eyeshadow. And this one is Maybelline Expert Wear Lavender Smokes, and this one is Natural Smoke. Same thing goes with this, just a nice array of light, mediums, and darks. And I think that's another reason why the Naked palette from Urban Decay became such a phenomenon, and there is such a frenzy surrounding this product, just because they do, even though the actual colors are very similar, bronzy shadows for the most part, you do have light colors, dark colors, and everything, literally everything in between. So you have basically an endless amount of combinations that you can create and an endless amount of looks that you can create from this. And I think that's why so many people love this, and it's those qualities that I look for, because for me, I think the whole point of shopping for a palette is to be able to have it be its own standalone product, so I can reach for that in the morning and I don't feel like I necessarily have to dip into the rest of my makeup to complete a look. Another thing that I really keep my eye out for is a color that I can use to blend everything. Now, usually that will be, for me, a tan shade. Anything that is a few shades darker than your skin tone will work for that, really. And this Smashbox Quad in Glitz is what I'm wearing today. I love this one so much. And this color is kind of a good example. I can use that to blend out all of the rest of the colors, and use that on my brow bone, and that just really helps pull the look together. This Revlon Colorstay Quad in Decadent, which I love these Colorstay Quads, by the way, and I'm planning to do a tutorial with like every single product I'm showing you in this video, so I'm working on that. But this one has a similar shade. This is more of a golden tan, and that works really well. But a nice blending color doesn't necessarily have to be similar to your skin tone at all. I mean, if you're looking at a palette full of purple colors, it could just be the purple that would work for that purpose. You know, I always keep my eye out for one that's going to be able to blend the entire look together. For example, back to the Maybelline Quad. If I were using this for a look, I would probably use this color on my lid and then go back and use this as a blending color as well, just around the outside of the look. And when it comes to bright colors, usually I try to look for them to be paired with some other, you know, neutral colors as well. So for example, this is another Colorstay Quad. This is Bombshell. We have a really bright canary yellow down here, but they also have pulled in some different gray tones, like a mid-tone gray, a darker gray for the crease. My hair is like crazy. Okay. The other thing is, I would say some advice just from getting burned in the past. I would say beware of limited edition palettes. Not that there aren't some amazing ones floating around out there. I'm sure there are. I know there are. But at the same time, they can be kind of sketchy. For example, this Smashbox Wish palette. This is a holiday limited edition palette from a few years back, and I was immediately drawn to it because it was metallic pink. And, you know, when you look at this, it's really dirty because I haven't opened it in a while. When you look at this, it has a really nice array of finishes, an array of lights and dark shades, and just some bright colors thrown in with neutrals. It looks like it would be the perfect palette, but I did start to find that a lot of the colors didn't have really great payoff, and when you would blend them together, it would start to look muddy, kind of, so the shadow quality wasn't that great. And I think that's because companies like this have to keep churning and burning these things out every single season. They have to come out with limited edition products constantly. So a lot of times, I mean, like I said, you can find some great ones, but my experience has been that they're not always the best. And in good conscience, I could never do a video on eyeshadow palettes without talking about the mother of all eyeshadow palettes, Coastal Scents. And the great thing about these is that you know, they aren't expensive, but all the colors have really great payoff. They're really bright and just very, very pigmented, and they're really nice. So like I said, I just had to give these a mention. I think they're really awesome. I mean, there's other companies that come out with these kind of products as well. I think BH Cosmetics, I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of them. If you are just starting out and you really want to get creative with your makeup, or if you just, maybe you're not a beginner but you just want access to every single color known to man, then this would be a great option for you as well. I mean, look at the colors in this. They're really, really pretty. So I had to mention this. This is one of my old standby products, and definitely serves its purpose. I mean, I don't really wear bright neon blue looks every single day, but when I do, you know, it's nice to have a selection of neon blues to choose from. So anyway, yes, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this video. I hope this was helpful to you guys, and I think that you could definitely take some of the tips that I talked about and apply them to other things, like how you arrange your MAC quads or how you arrange your MAC Pro Palette eyeshadows, because you can kind of apply the same ideas and make them a lot easier to use and a lot easier to work with and put together makeup looks and that kind of a thing, which is the entire point of a palette, is to make it easier for you. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!